slip yako unaweza pata.
Asante sana mtazamaji kwa kutufuatilia kupitia kipindi hiki cha Kenya's Goal, kipindi ambacho ni shirafu kinakufunza mengi kuhusiana na kilimo. Kidedea kusema hivyo utasoma sana. Tumeketi kitako taratibu sasa kusamzuka na mdahalo mkubwa kuhusiana na nyuki na uchavushaji.
All right, welcome to the second part of our show today. We have our guest here in the studio, Mr. Kimani Kaboyo, who is Director, Bella Farm Africa. And also we have our bees on the set, in case unashanga our other hosts. Tuite host ama co-hosts. We have bees on the set who are our co-hosts. So we want to dive deep into the conversation on why you really need to make sure that you as a farmer, mambo ya nyuki unaiweka karibu na wewe. So karibu sana Mr. Kimani. Welcome on the program today. And we just want you to start by helping us understand crops, food crops that we rely on that also heavily depend on pollination by bees. All right, and while at it, tunasikia that the bees are very efficient in pollination, but also you can mention other pollination methods and why bee pollination comes out very strong.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. My name is Kimani Kaboyo. I'm an apitherapist, trained apitherapist, and also a beekeeper, and I run also beekeeping services. Straight into the topic here, Leo, about pollination. Yeah. We can understand pollination better if we understand the structure of the flower. The flower is designed to become a fruit. And the flower has attractive petals on the outside, the color that everybody sees. And that color is by design that it attracts also bees and other pollinators. But the whole subject of pollination is, before we narrow down to the bees, is that there are factors of pollination such as wind. And we will understand that wind-pollinated plants do not have color, that are wholly dependent, like grass. So they have no color and no attractive color per se. But insect-pollinated plants, they really have attractive color and scent. Because the color to see and the scent to attract exactly where the insects wants to go and fetch the nectar. So the two things that the pollinators go for inside the flower is the nectar and the pollen. So the nectar, now once we have the petals, we have the green part of the flower that is called the sepal that had protected the petals. So once the petals open, the flower now releases the the petals, which have various colors: purple, green, white, yellow, red. But when it comes to the spectrum, bees do not see red color. They don't see red. The way we don't see UV, bees don't see the red color. So that's why most colors are white, yellow, and just a few which are red.
Right.
Insect pollinators, we are talking about moths, we are talking about butterflies, we are talking about beetles, we are talking about bees. But of all insect-pollinated flowers, bees pollinate 80%. So that's why bee is the most important pollinator, simply because bees exclusively feed on nectar and pollen, exclusive. That's their food.
Right.
The others have options.
Options, okay.
So bees, in order for them to get to which flower, there are things that we must understand so that the farmer is able to align his crops to beehives. We have two types of flowers. We have perfect flowers and imperfect flower. Perfect flower is a flower that has the male and the female inside. Yeah. The imperfect flower are flowers without one part of a complete flower. So when it comes to complete flower or perfect flowers, there are trees which produce perfect flowers are, for example, the hibiscus. Yeah. And the perfect flowers, we have two types of pollination. We have self-pollination, and we can also have cross-pollination. So when we come to self-pollination, the flower, that's if a flower cannot accept, if the stigma that receives the pollen cannot accept its own. Hii ni maua moja, hii ni male, female katikati, hii ni male. Hii pollen ikiangukia the female inakataa. That is called self-sterile flowers. Like avocado is self-sterile. And apple are self-sterile. So in human we can say incest. So it doesn't accept incest.
So it doesn't accept the pollen
from own
the same
tree.
Same tree.
And the same plant.
Okay.
And the same, this tree cannot self-pollinate itself. As much as it is a perfect flower. So for you, this is to bring it closer. You cannot plant one apple tree and expect fruit from it.
Okay.
There must be 2 or more in the same compound.
Okay.
So that there is... You kill the self-sterility.
Okay.
But can they depend on wind?
So if you have, the fewer the plants you have, the more the bees you'd require because of the chances of mismatch of the pollen. Because wind doesn't align the path. You know, it can be whirlwind. So all the pollen inapotea.
Okay.
That's why the effectiveness of bees in pollination is so precise that the bee will go to this, let's talk about the apple flower. It takes the pollen, then goes to the next tree with the same pollen in its body. Then as it goes to get the nectar, it pollinates the stigma of the next plant.
Okay.
Not the next flower in the same tree. The next plant, the next flower in that flower. Now, we also have flowers of the same tree, like avocado, that this is the flower, this is the stigma, let's call it the pistil is the female, and the stamen is the male. So staminate flowers and pistillate flowers. Sasa ni kusema aka kamaua na aka ni kandume, aka ni kakike, separate. These separate in the same tree, because one tree can produce male flower and female flower like popo. That's a hermaphrodite plant. So the bee will go to the male, then female, male, female, in that balance.
Okay.
So that's that level of intelligence, it's because they understand, and human, we are also coming to understand the pattern of pollination from the bees.
Okay. All right.
Then we have flowers, perfect flower, it has the male and the female, that the male part matures not at the same time with the female. So this helps to avoid inbreeding. And avocado is perfect. So what avocado does, it opens in the morning with the mature anthers, that is the male, then closes after 2 hours. So the bees have taken the pollen. Then it will open tomorrow afternoon, now with the stigma ready opening up.
Female.
Now the female part. So it must come from outside, but not from the same. So once we understand that kind of the flowery scenario, you will understand that how many beehives would you place in your land based on which crop you have.
You have. Okay.
Sasa tukishikilia hapo, hadithi nzuri sana na inaingia kweli. Sasa wakati yule nyuki anasafiri kufungua, mbinu anaitumia ni gani ndio aifungue pollen na inyonye, na ataelewa namna gani kwamba atatua saa ngapi?
Safari ya nyuki kwenda kwa maua, ukiangalia structure ya hiyo maua, the anthers ziko juu, the ones with pollen, stigma iko chini katikati.
I feel like we should draw that thing.
Alafu the nectaries ziko pale chini kabisa, so lazima aingie apenetrate ndio afikie ile nectar. Pollen iko juu, nectar iko pale chini. Kwa hivyo, kwa sababu yeye anahitaji zote mbili. As akienda kufikia nectar, the body, mwili yake iko na manyoya.
First of all, are we safe? Will we be stung here?
Oh, no. These are very nice insects. Oh. Acha nimwekelee tu hapa. Mwili wake uko na manyoya.
Yeah.
Halafu huku kwa miguu yake ako na mifuko, pockets. We call them pollen pockets. So with these pollen pockets, akielekea, akiburuka hivi, aingie, anakuanga ako almost curved. So to maximize collection of the pollen. Alafu akifika pale kwa nectaries, ndani ya maua, so that a sac with his proboscis, the nectar, may come into contact with the female part because it is centrally located. And below it are the nectaries. Bali anaenda kuchukua nectar. So, once she comes from the first flower of the day, ameshika na mwili a few pollen, ameenda amekunywa nectar, ametoka. There is a certain volume of nectar and a certain volume of pollen that his body can be able to carry. Kwa hivyo ata-consolidate hii pollen for her to create more space to collect more pollen kwa pockets hapa chini ya
Okay.
So atajisafisha aeke hapa ndio hii ibaki free aende to the next flower.
And then that's where they'll release that.
Sasa hii imebaki some pollen because they're in millions. Ataguza the female part.
In the other flower?
In the next flower.
Okay. Nice. All right. So hizi vitu zote ni kama tulifundishwa science. Watoto wengine walikuwa wanaandika list ya noisemakers who didn't listen. So you've just taken us back to that flower we used to draw in class. A lot to learn here, but also what is coming up is bees ni kama wanaenda wakipungua, and that's a tragedy that we will be discussing when we come back from this short commercial break.